So, it's been, at the time of this recording, it's been almost a week since my last rant. I cooled off a bit. I certainly don't take back what I've said there. Also, during that week, I have to edit out the beats from several of my Slang Spree videos. That's not YouTube's fault. I just had to do that. I can't use those beats anymore. So I edited them out before things got worse. Anyway, I might as well talk about the remainder of Watch Dogs 3. Back to Nigel Cass. At the end of this mission, you find out the deal with him and Zero Day.
Well, I know you're listening. Let's talk.
We told you the Prime Minister would turn you down. Brits love to see private military contractors on foreign streets, but not their own.
He's a fool. This whole city, this whole country's collapsing. The military's held together with duct tape. Police are running scared.
Someone has to save the people, Nigel. Someone strong.
They do. And I've already worked it out. The ideal targets are the Towan Conference, Parliament, and King's College Hospital. I'll provide overseas tac teams for logistics, but you can source the bombs yourself. Non-negotiable. It cannot trace back to me.
You're forgetting something.
And I'll get you access to filament, as agreed. Now go away.
So, just like Mary Kelly, Nigel Cass was a collaborator. In this next part, I was thinking, wait, can't we just leak all the audio, all the footage we got on this guy, and that's what happens in this cutscene.
Permanently control this city.
The ideal targets are the Towan Conference, Parliament, and King's College Hospital. I'll provide overseas tac teams for logistics, but you can source the bombs yourself. Non-negotiable. It cannot trace back to me.
Nigel Cass collaborated with a terrorist to bomb this city. Then, he set up an orbital drone program called Themis that will target you based on your stolen data.
I will not allow anyone, not even myself, to jeopardize Themis.
I've given you the truth. Do as you will. Actually, fuck that. Resist.
So, everything's out. No, right after this, Nigel Cass freaking loses it.
The reaction you were expecting, but Nigel Cass is in the news again.
The government has convened to review its contract with Albion. Nigel Cass himself has responded to requests that he should surrender to the authorities in a heated call with the GBB.
Just shut up and listen to me. I will not be removed by the government or anyone else. I will die first. And many will die with me. They're calling for blood. They'll have it. This city belongs to me. I am its shepherd, and I will slaughter my flock before I relinquish it.
Cass has barricaded himself in his White Tower headquarters and threatened to kill anyone that tries to stop him. He is heavily armed and considered extremely dangerous.
So it's time to end this. One thing I forgot to comment on. This guy and Jonathan Irons, oh man, they would have gotten along perfectly. Either they had the same goals or they were just similar.
We have to get to White Tower and stop him.
So you've come to end it, have you, DedSec? But haven't you figured it out yet? What our mutual acquaintance Zero Day set in motion? My inevitable reign and your downfall. This is how it will always end. The natural order of people like me and people like you. I am the law.
Who do you think you are, Rico Dredd?
Come down. Let me show you.
Yup, we got a boss fight against what seems to be an unfinished tank. And I'll speed this up. Bunch of hacking involved and then shooting at the weak points. But there is a funny bit after this.
Let's get this over with.
Time to end this.
Yup, you saw that right. I did not cut through that fight. There were no gimmicks after that tank. You think, oh, phase 1 is done. Time to fight the real boss. But nope, we don't do that here. Cass got...
I'm impressed. Think your little resistance is ready to be London's protectors?
Better us than you, mate.
Oh, it's a thankless burden. And the people will hate you for it in the end. Even when it's for their own bloody good.
I think we'll let the people decide what's good for them.
There it is. DedSec's fatal flaw. Your faith in people. You recruit all types, don't you, straight off the streets. Well, I used to have faith in people, too. I got a good man killed once.
I think we've earned ourselves a bit of a rest. From 0 day as well.
All the targets are dead, and 0 day is all that remains. Before dealing with 0 day, DedSec's partying.
What do you think of the digs, Hamish? Ready to slip on a mask of your own?
Nah, mate. Gotta maintain my free agent status. Not enough booby traps in this place. Still, I'm glad we linked up. Don't know who else would have had the bollocks to take on Cass. Losing their psycho cult leader is gonna hurt Albion, no doubt. But trust me, fam, they won't pack it in so easily. Hope DedSec's got some fight left in it.
Look at who's hanging out with the delinquent/terrorists. Inspector Lau, welcome to the inner sanctum.
I'm only human, and we've got a lot to celebrate. Cass finally got what was coming to him, and with Mary gone, the Kellys are on the back foot for once. DedSec is making it hard to be a bad guy in London. Until the Met gets its bollocks back, I'm still on Team DedSec.
Another funny bit here, we still got Malik locked up. Like, seriously?
Hey now, you taking a break from running dark web crypto contracts?
A well-deserved one. Since we teamed up, the corporate class are thinking twice about fucking with London. See what happened to Castlehaven pissing in their trousers. The tide is turning, mate. Keep fighting, and I'll fight along with you. Laters.
You see something funny, Mr. Super Spy? Enlighten me.
And spoil my one source of entertainment? I'll give you a hint. Spooky voice, catchy name. Bit of a drama queen. Or did you just forget that you haven't actually found Zero Day? You looked at Albion, Sirs, the Kellys, even Sky Bloody Larson. Have you ever considered that instead of looking outside, you should be looking in?
Party, but we have an uninvited guest in the Dead Set network. They're downloading all the tech we've acquired to a remote device labeled Drill Britannia.
What the fuck?
DedSec. The name is Zero Day. We've met before, in a past life. This city needed a villain, and you were perfect for the part. Now I have you playing a different role. While you've been running around trying to save this city, you've actually been arming us for a war. But then, it isn't always for us to know the role we play. And sometimes, once we've played it, our role is to die.
The part after this that reveals who Zero Day is, I honestly forgot to save the footage. I hate it when that happens. I get the footage off my PS5. So remember, if you turn off the game before saving the footage, that footage is gone. So, the person behind Zero Day was Sabine all along. I was wondering if the person behind Zero Day was right under our noses the whole time, but I didn't think it'd be the leader. And this reveal makes sense. There actually was a clue early on. I forgot which questline it was, but she told Bagley to copy something, have a backup, because we might need it. After that cutscene, you go to her hideout and find, you know, all the tech that we dealt with, she stole, she downloaded. And from the hideout, there was one thing there that I managed to get screen caps of, because they stayed in your data inventory. She seemed to have left a manifesto. As far as to what her goal is, it seems she's just crazy. In fact, here's a clip from that previous mission I was able to find.
When we worship machines, we become machines. Technology should serve humanity, not replace it. London, this is Zero Day. Nice to finally meet. Those little bombings a few months back were my way of saying hello. Now we'll really get to know each other. All that technology you've come to love so well. Texting your nan, driving your car, pumping your heart. It's all about to turn against you. Tonight, your modern world will become a living hell. I don't expect you to understand this, but what I'm doing is good. Destruction is always the cure.
Right. Pay attention, everyone. This is big. I've uncovered what the Drill Britannia patch is for. It's for me. Zero Day, aka Sabine, is using a Bagley OS update that will allow me and all other Bagleys to simultaneously access any vulnerable systems connected to CTOS. My OS is integrated into core infrastructure across Britain: power plants, airports, hospitals, banks and the like. Once I access these systems, the patch will make me compromise them to the point of failure. The cumulative effect means the complete collapse of London and likely the country, which I suspect is her goal.
So Sabine is just an anarchist. In fact, what did Alfred say that one time?
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Some women too. So we're going after Sabine Hurd.
Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but the update is already spreading. Sabine thought of everything.
Is there a way to, I don't know, kill every Bagley?
Your callous nonchalance about my death may actually be the answer.
We need to get into Brocatech.
Exactly. You have to destroy the servers that host me and take down the Bloom network at the same time, so I can't access my backups. One of you get to Broker, and one of you get to Bloom Tower. I'll explain on the way.
So on the way to the objective, you see that the entire city is just going to hell. everything, like cars, all tech is getting hacked. Good thing there are no androids in this universe, or else this would have turned into iRobot real quick. So we gotta take out multiple things to stop this hack.
Line before I Suspending transmission. Activate the next terminal to take me offline.
Shite.
You just can't get enough of me, can you? Or are you just incredibly stupid?
Do you want me to access the transmitter while you socialize?
Yes.
This part is just silly here. Like, Sabine really didn't suspect them to be on comms with Bagley.
I see DedSec hasn't changed his brand.
You'll need to stall for time and remain near the transmitter unit.
I'm impressed. Using Bagley to turn technology against civilization, brilliant. But how does it fix anything?
Fix? Well, you think we could fix this? What with crypto-anarchism, protesting, doxing? Optics are glorified cattle tags. Albion shoots civilians in broad daylight. Snitching is now a means of survival.
When has that not been a means of survival?
No. You skids can't fix anything.
But us skids can help. Act as watchdogs for London. Loads of empires have been overthrown by the people. Good people.
And you're the arbiter of goodness. Let me ask, how many have you killed since DedSec restarted?
Well, shit. Considering the way I play these games, probably hundreds.
See? A tiny tweak in your philosophy and we're on the same page.
The tower's fins must be collapsed to complete the trace. I cannot initiate this hack, but you can.
Are you suggesting what I think you are?
That we should get the band back together again? Oh, sweet, but no. I'm saying I was in denial too. Shackled by their technology, their morality. But my hard reset wipes the slate clean. So we can all start again.
Man, these anti-technology plans, like, what the f are you gonna do if you won? What then? What, you would have had all of England be backwards, be far behind the rest of the world?
I'm sad you won't be around to see it.
She really just off herself. I thought because of the enemy tech that she would have left her consciousness in AI somewhere. But no, she's dead. Went out like Killmonger. So the one last thing to do is wipe out the source of the Bagley AI. Which would mean wiping them out everywhere, including the AI that DedSec has.
It's a shame. I had a list of goals that's never going to get accomplished now. I had such plans for DedSec.
Well, why don't you give us your plans? Maybe we can do them for you.
Oh, don't be stupid. You wouldn't know where to begin, turning into a cyborg hive mind. Registration detected. Identify yourself. Checking archives for corrupt file. I just got data from my first successful DedSec recruit.
Are you feeling sentimental? I didn't think that was possible.
Correct. It seems, however, that I am not immune.
Deactivating this container will be the same as the others.
It's not that simple.
Yes, you simply re-tune them.
No, I mean, I don't know if I want to.
It's what needs to be done. If you're worried about me, rest assured I was reprogrammed to serve DedSec, and it serves you, and London. So please, allow me to fulfill my purpose and help you.
All of me is entering shutdown.
Goodbye, Bagley. You are good.
Error 21255.
Language processor.
May I stop this operation?
But you just told us to.
I have new thoughts. Where do AIs go when they die? Will I upload to a cloud? Perhaps I will see you again as a component in your motorized wheelchair when you are old and grey.
It's okay, Bagley. Don't think that way.
Think, thought, idea, memory. Bradley loves strawberries, rowing. Arthur, the one that got away. What does this mean? The one that got away?
It means when you lose someone who was important to you.
Am I getting away?
Take care, Bax.
Bloom is now confirming that the deadly infrastructure attack plaguing London has finally been purged from all CTOS systems.
The identities of the zero-day hacker group behind the attack are still unknown, but sources confirm that DedSec stopped the virus.
In the wake of last week's Bagley attack, thousands of Londoners are, quote, jailbreaking their optic devices, thereby disabling the mandated CSA app. SIRS has issued a stark warning. The Metropolitan Police is moving to regain a foothold in London, led by a passionate new Deputy Commissioner, Caitlin Lau. Lau says she won't rest until the Met's dignity is restored.
The Kentish Town Council estate have declared their public housing project a no-Kelly zone. Organisers claim they are forced to take safety into their own hands because of Albion's total lack of...
An ex-Albion engineer, Hamish Balaji, has blown the whistle on yet another Albion scandal, this time involving a backroom crowd control robot program.
Citizens continue to leak evidence of abuse of power by Albion and corruption within SIRS via the DedSec app. Thousands of pictures, audio, and video recordings seem to implicate the dark web entity known only as the 404 are stepping into the daylight, releasing evidence today of a bombshell money laundering operation based out of the British Virgin Islands. Corporate watchdogs praise the group for checking the power of a once untouchable corporate elite.
In another clash with Albion units in support of the so-called DedSec resistance. The group itself has been conspicuously quiet since the Bagley attack, leaving many to ask, has DedSec disappeared once again?
Shit, it's completely battered.
Well, we can chop out the good bits.
Today's forecast calls for 34 Albion assaults, 59 deportation raids, 857 terabytes of personal data stolen, and one resistance group of sulking, whinging, frankly pathetic operatives. May I suggest you quit feeling sorry for yourselves and get back to unfucking London?
Holy shit! Bagley's back in town!
So Bagley left a backup of himself somewhere. But now there's one last thing to do.
What's going on, Bagley?
Right. I have some disturbing news. You see, I've been thinking.
Get to the point.
Well, I don't bloody think, do I? I'm a super intelligent AI with a constant connection to all human knowledge. I don't have thoughts. I have load times. But after everything I've been through, dying, seeing all those people whose brains Sky Larson scooped out and turned into AI, being reborn, it got me pondering the nature of my own existence like some kind of Renaissance aristocrat who's grown tired of buggering the servants. I don't think I've always been software.
What are you saying? You think you used to be a human?
Like I said, disturbing. Since we visited that lab, I found a series of images buried in my operating system. I think they might be memories of some kind, but the images are corrupted, so I can't say. I think this must be what it's like not to know things, and I think I hate it.
Wow. Send us the images. Maybe we can figure out what they mean.
Well, if it'll set your mind at rest, I sent you the images. If you get me a clear visual of each location, I can composite it with the image from my OS and remember more of my past life.
So if you remember, Sky Larson's messed up experiments was putting people's consciousness in AI. And that applies to Bagley. He's starting to remember. In fact, there was one picture there with Larson and an unknown person. So this next part, that whole part I skipped because all you had to do was just go to different points in London. Unfortunately, the game didn't just leave waypoints, so I had to look that up. But I bet this was fun for people in the UK because they would have known all these places. After going to each location and taking a picture, Bagley starts to remember who he was. He used to be Sky Larson's brother. And unfortunately, he had brain damage, specifically dementia. Oh man, I hate that. All this time, it's the first video where I'm talking about wrestling a little bit. The reason I don't like dementia is because of what happened to Chris Benoit. Long story short about him, he had dementia. But in WWE, they didn't have a wellness policy until the last minute. So to this day, his name is dirt, and WWE doesn't acknowledge brain damage like the NFL does. One more thing, we wouldn't even have that information about brain damage if it wasn't for former wrestler Christopher Nowinski, who retired from WWE early because he showed symptoms.
Yeah. Hi, can I talk to Bradley Larson?
Oh, are you a friend of his?
Oh, yeah. We rode together. Back in university.
I see. Well, it's nice of you to visit, but I wouldn't expect much conversation. Mr. Larson hasn't been able to say a word for well over a year now. His dementia reached stage 7 long ago. But go on in. I'll give you some privacy.
And I have no idea how Bradley is even alive. I mean, Sky's experiments always require the person being dead. And the game doesn't explain how. I guess she took a brain sample or something.
I have to talk to him. Cast me to the telly. Listen, you don't know me, but I know you. I've done a lot of searching, and I do think I know you. You were a rower. You loved and were loved. You liked strawberries. You had a sister you trusted, and she hurt you. And I'm sorry. You deserve better. But nothing Sky did to you changes who you are. You lived a life that I never could. You're a good person, and I am someone else. This has been an illuminating conversation. Thank you, Bradley. I'm glad I finally met you. So long, Bradley.
How can anyone not like such a scene as that? Well, that's it. All of base Watch Dogs 3. I'm seeing user scores of freaking 5 for this game. At least deserves 7.5. And if the game was a night gen only, it deserved an 8. I wouldn't mind to see the series continue. Or perhaps put Watch Dogs in the Assassin's Creed engine. Whatever Ubisoft does, the game better be night gen only, and you know what, this city should be an American one again. I wouldn't put it past Ubisoft to have a city in Watch Dogs 4 be modern day Paris. But here's just one pet peeve I have about England, and probably all of the UK. Why do people drive on the opposite side of the road compared to us in the United States? Seriously, that always bugged me and made it weird to drive in this game, because driving straight is on the left, not the right.